What is going on, everyone? We got a lot of Houston Texan news to discuss. As we all know, NFL free agency is literally days away, and we've already seen the Houston Texans make a move yesterday. They traded a 7th-round pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars in exchange for veteran wide receiver Christian Kirk. Now, a lot of you guys love the deal. I do also. If healthy, I think Christian Kirk can have some of his best seasons with CJ Stroud throwing him the football. Now, like I mentioned, the Houston Texans made a lot of moves today. We saw a contract restructure. We saw a post-June 1 cut. And what I can conclude from these past 48 hours, General Manager Nick Caserio is not done. There is still some work needed on this Houston Texan offense, the O-line, the wide receiver group, and I think General Manager Nick Caserio is going to add more talent to this Houston Texans roster. And as you should. This is year 3 of CJ Stroud. Now is your time to bring as much talent to the roster and start competing for AFC championships. Start competing for your first ever Super Bowl. That's what's at stake, ladies and gentlemen. We're no longer trying to knock on the door. We're in there. We're in, the top 4 teams in the AFC. But we know there is a tier between the Houston Texans and the Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bills, and Kansas City Chiefs. And we're trying to get there this offseason. We're going to discuss all this next. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ruben Calvillo, and this is the 713 Houston Sportcast, where I drop daily Houston Texans content. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest news, rumors, and updates. Now, we know that one of the first contracts that got restructured was wide receiver Nico Collins, freeing up $10 million worth of cap space. Earlier today, according to Aaron Wilson, who does a fantastic job covering this team per source, the Houston Texans restructure linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair's 3-year, $34 million deal, creating $6.26 million in salary cap space. We weren't even talking about Azeez Al-Shaair's contract getting restructured, yet there it is. Applaud him for getting this done. That's why he has a captain's patch on his chest, man. Azeez Al-Shaair had a very insane first year for the Houston Texans, and you now have $6 million to add to the cap space, man. I wonder what the Houston Texans have in store. But the moves were not done, because about 30 minutes later, we heard that the Houston Texans will be releasing veteran right guard Shaq Mason, saving $9.4 million in the process. Now, we cannot use that $9.4 million during this free agency period. It is going to be a post-June 1st cut. Now, you could use that money for the rookie contracts. You could use that money for a Derek Stingley contract extension. But that's the only, I guess, bad part about releasing Shaq Mason. Look, you had to get this done. Shaq Mason was one of the worst offensive linemen for you, and that's saying a lot. In 15 games played, he had 8 sacks allowed. Now, we know Shaq Mason, veteran in this league, Super Bowls, deep playoff runs. His time as being a pretty good guard is past him. After this move, we heard some more news from Aaron Wilson. The Texans plan to bolster guard position through free agency and NFL draft. And moving on from veteran guard Shaq Mason, per sources, is another step forward in their offensive plan. So, hey, Nick Caley is getting to work, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what I wanted to hear about the Houston Texans offensive line, that, not only are you going to invest in it during the free agency period, but also during the draft. But also, I love that you're not going to stand for mediocrity. The offensive line, the highest paid unit in the NFL, got C.J. Stroud, the second most sacked quarterback this season. As much as I like Shaq Mason, the person, he wasn't a good guard for you last year. And the Houston Texans, instead of trying to, figure it out during training camp, maybe give him one final shot, say no. Because like I mentioned, now is the time for you to start taking steps forward. So I can conclude that the Houston Texans will have a new starting right guard in 2025. I can't wait to see who that is. Is it a rookie? Is it a free agent? We've talked about guys like Kevin Zeitler, 34 years old, has played fantastic the past couple of seasons. The only thing wrong with him is his age. We talked about guys like Tyler Booker from A&M, potentially at pick 25. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a lot of news today for the Houston Texans. Azeez Al-Shaair restructured his 3-year deal, saving $6 million in the process for the Houston Texans. And also, we found out that the Houston Texans will be releasing Shaq Mason, saving $9.4 million in the process. However, it will be a post-June 1 cut, so we cannot use that $9.4 million in free agency. For more Houston Texans content, you guys know what to do. Feel free to follow me for more. Go Houston. Have a very blessed day.